Let's talk about 3 tips that are going to upgrade your communication skills and make you more effective with each one of your relationships. Hey guys, and welcome to Change Hackers, the place where we transform our lives step by step through theory and action. So, today I want to talk with you about communication. Has it ever happened to you to say a phrase or even a single word to someone and suddenly have him yell at you for something that to you was simply a word? Doesn't it seem weird when misunderstandings happen out of nowhere, although everything was so clear and simple in a conversation? For the most part, all of the above have nothing to do with bad intentions. Rather, with the fact that each one of us, despite using the same language, has their own perception around things and their own code of communication. First of all, do you listen the right way? As Stephen Covey said, most people don't listen to understand, but they listen to reply. Ever since I found out about this rule, I often caught myself thinking, what I'm going to answer? While the other person was still talking. I know, not cool. That contributed to not actually listen to what the other person was saying, and of course having memory lapses at the end of the conversation. Maybe this doesn't bother you much when you chit-chat with an old friend, but suddenly when this conversation is happening with your boss or your wife, you have all the reasons you need. Try to limit all the unnecessary thoughts, or to put it better, try to focus on what the other person is telling you in the here and now. 2. Are you making assumptions? When we listen to something, it's normal for our brain to try to recognize if that is something good or bad, and so on. In short, it tries to create labels based on our past experiences to construct meaning as soon as possible. We wonder and we try to make sense while entering a rapid process of creating probable scenarios as well imaginary ones. We try to create meaning searching through our history log. We look for anything relevant. Now, the bad thing about that is that if we haven't worked enough on our thoughts to feelings relationship, which is something that we may discuss in another episode, things are about to get ugly. It's so easy to get carried away by these emotions and, before you know it, accept these scenarios as a reality and become victim to your own fantasies. Keep in mind that I'm referring to something that is happening within seconds. It takes time to change that automated process, but with practice, your reaction time is gonna get slower, giving you a window to clearly think what you should do to understand the other person better before you react. Before we go on, if you are getting value so far, press the like button to support the channel. 3. Always prefer asking. Start by being clear to the other person. Let them know that you didn't want to make them mad or sad. Yeah, even if they are your friends, and they should know that already. Keep your ego outside the door. Then, instead of letting yourself get swept away by the scenarios you have created and all those painful thoughts and fantasies, just ask. Ask for clarification. It's much more simple. You save a bunch of time, but most of all, you don't wear yourself down with fear or speculations. Let's go back to our example and make it even more specific. You were talking with your friend Bob. After a few minutes of nice and calm conversation, you make a joke, but suddenly Bob gets angry with you. Now hold on a second. Remember, first, listen to what he is saying. Carefully listen for words that could make you understand more of the situation. 2. Don't make assumptions. Even if he said something very harsh back to you, get yourself out of the picture and focus on him. 3. In a calm way, clarify your good intentions to Bob. Let him know that you don't get what made him so angry or sad, but you really want to understand. Practice makes perfect. It will take time, but I assure you, it will be worth it. Communication is a huge field that still progresses, and there's still a lot to learn, and that makes me so grateful. Because that means we can learn and realize so much more. It means that we can find new ways to make ourselves better for one another. Quality communication is, if not the most, one of the most basic components of a successful relationship and the key to a better life. So guys, what is your most important rule to a quality conversation? Write it down to the comments below because I would love to hear your thoughts. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more.